Hello students. We have studied life processes in our previous video. Today we will learn about one of these life processes called nutrition. Students, you know that whenever we do any activity like walking or riding a bicycle, we consume some energy. But what if we do not perform any apparent activity? Energy is still needed to maintain an orderly state of our body. Do you know, students, how do we get this energy? We get energy from the food we eat. We already know that there are some organisms like plants who can prepare their own food, while some organisms like animals depend on others for their food. Let's learn about nutrition and its various modes in detail. First, let's see what is nutrition. Nutrition is the life process of taking in food and digesting it to get the vital nutrients required for life. Nutrients are the substances that are sources of energy and other biomolecules necessary for carrying out the various life processes. Nutrition is the life process that is performed by every organism. Some organisms feed on simple compounds to meet their nutrient requirement, while others feeds on complex compounds. The mode of nutrition varies from one species to another. Now, let's see different modes of nutrition. Broadly, there are two modes of nutrition among living organisms, namely autotrophic mode and heterotrophic mode. Let's learn both of these one by one, starting with autotrophic mode. The term autotrophic has been derived from the combination of two terms. Auto meaning self and trophic means nutrition. So students, we can say that the literal meaning of this term autotrophic is self-nutrition. Plants and bacteria like cyanobacteria are some examples of autotrophs. In the autotrophic mode, organisms use simple compounds like water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to synthesize food on their own. Are you remembering something now? Yes, the photosynthesis process. So we can say that the process of photosynthesis is used to convert light energy into chemical energy in the form of glucose, which is a type of carbohydrate. Students, we know that during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water get converted into carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. These carbohydrates are stored in the form of starch in plants, which serve as the internal energy reserves to be used as and when required by the plants. Students, starch is also a type of carbohydrate. Now, let us learn about mode of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Students, every organism is not capable of preparing food on its own. Such organisms depend on other sources or organisms for their food. These organisms are called heterotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is known as heterotrophic nutrition. We know that different heterotrophs are found in different environments, and accordingly they are adapted to it. So nutrition in each of them will be different based on what food is available in their environment or how do they eat this food. Such organisms utilize complex substances to break them down into simpler ones before they can be used for their life processes. To accelerate the process of breaking down complex substances to simpler substances, organisms use biocatalysts called enzymes. Now, let's learn different modes of heterotrophic nutrition. There are three modes of heterotrophic nutrition: saprophytic nutrition, holozoic nutrition, and parasitic nutrition. First, let's see what saprophytic nutrition is. Students, some organisms break down the food material outside their body and then absorb it. We call this type of nutrition as saprophytic nutrition, and such organisms are called saprophytes. Saprophytes derive their nutrition from dead and decaying plants and animals. Examples of saprophytes are fungi like bread molds, yeast, and mushrooms. Another mode of heterotrophic nutrition is holozoic nutrition. Students, some organisms take in the whole food material and break it down inside their bodies. Such a mode of nutrition is called holozoic nutrition. The word holozoic is made from the combination of two Greek words, holo, which means whole, and zoikos, which means of animals. So, this means that this type of organisms takes the complex organic food materials into its body and then digests and absorbs this into the body cells. Organisms of this category kill the plants or animals they eat. Humans and animals all fall in this category. Some may eat only plants are called herbivorous, for example, deer, cow, rabbit, etc. Some others eat only animals and are called carnivorous, for example, lion, vultures, etc. While few eat both animals and plants and are called omnivorous, for example, cockroaches, humans, cats, dogs, etc. Now, let us learn about parasitic nutrition. Students, there are also some other organisms which derive their food from plants or animals without killing them and does not require the process of digestion. Rather, they directly absorb the ready nutrients. The organisms which obtain their food at others' expense is called as parasite, and the organism from whose body food is obtained is called host. We call this process as parasitic nutrition. In this process, the parasitic organism survives at the cost of host organism. This strategy is used by a variety of plants like Cascuta, Dodder, Belanophora, Rafflesia, or animals like ticks, lice, leeches, and tapeworms. Thus, students, we have learned that nutrition is the biochemical process by which an organism uses food to support its life. The process of nutrition provides the required materials for the energy requirement of the body for various life processes. We have also learned that there are two different modes of nutrition, which are autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. The organisms using autotrophic mode of nutrition make their food on their own using photosynthesis, while the organisms using heterotrophic mode of nutrition do not make their food on their own but depends on other sources or organisms for food. The different modes of heterotrophic nutrition include saprophytic, holozoic, and parasitic nutrition. In the next video, we will talk about photosynthesis as autotrophic mode of nutrition in plants.